After going through this particular unit, you will be able to understand the concept of facility location. Then you will be able to know the strategic importance of facility location. We'll be able to understand the factors that influences the seasons related to facility location, and you will also be able to know the various techniques that can be used for undertaking the location analysis. So let's first start with the introduction to facility location. So facility location deals with questions such as where should our main operations be based? So facility location is nothing but deciding the location of a manufacturing plant where we'll be setting up our machineries to produce something, or in case of services, it could be decisions related to setting up a service facility. Let's say I want to open a restaurant. So when I'll decide at which particular place I'll set up my restaurant, that is basically known as facility location. It is also termed too as plant location. Plant location is a term that is more relevant to the manufacturing plant only. That's why the term facility location is used nowadays, because facility is a term that is relevant to the plant as well as the facilities, that is the service facility. So it is a term relevant to both manufacturing plant as well as the service facility. So that's why we use the term facility instead of using the term plant nowadays. So what happens once the city has been finalized, then the organization has to live for a long time with prospects and problems regarding the raw material, supplies, labor, and all other resources, and also markets that city will present. So means this particular line tells us how important it is to decide on the location, because once you will finalize the location, then for the entire lifetime, you have to be there with the prospects and the problems of that particular area. So these prospects and problems could be related to the supply of raw material, supply of other things that are required for manufacturing, the supply of labor, as well as the other resources that are required, and also the markets that are close by. And once the manufacturing plant has been set up, it is a long-term commitment on capacity created. So once we set up, let's say when we set up the plant, we just cannot change the location afterwards, or we just cannot expand the facility if at the time of setting up the plant we didn't thought of that in future we may need to expand our business. So the capacity that it is capable to produce initially, that is the capacity that we can cater to even in the future. So means after setting up the plant, it is basically a long-term commitment on the capacity created. So location of facilities for operation is thus a long-term capacity decision which involves a long-term commitment about the geographical static factors that affect the business organization. So we can say that the location of the facility that we have decided upon, this is something that is a long-term capacity decisions. So which is based on long-term commitment to the geographically static factors. That means that if we locate a plant at a particular location, there are some factors that are prevalent in that particular location, which are geographically static. We just cannot change those factors after some period of time. So we need to be committed to those factors after setting up the manufacturing plant, because we just cannot change those factors. Those are static, those are stable factors which we cannot change. So this emphasizes on the point that we need to take the location decisions very carefully. So how it goes about, let's say, first of all, the any company that is that wants to set up a plant, they are considering the location either to set up in Karnataka or in Tamil Nadu, then they'll look out for the cities, means where they can set up in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka. So they finalized few cities in Tamil Nadu and then few cities in Karnataka, and then from those locations, from those cities, considering the varied factors like the cost of setting up the plant or the availability of raw materials or the availability of the infrastructure, etc., they finally finalize Mysore in Karnataka to set up the plant. So this is how we go about deciding on the location for a plant. Some changes and adjustments in capacity are possible. Yes, this is possible if at the time of setting up the plant or at the time of setting up the facility, we have kept a room for expansion. We have thought of that we may require to expand our business in future, then we can make some changes in the capacity, but it cannot be increased insignificantly. Let's say we are producing 1,000 units, then we just cannot say that in future we'll be able to produce 10,000 units. So it will be an incremental expansion. We just cannot we just cannot increase it in large numbers. However, it is not easy to change the location of operation base once it has been established. So let's begin with this example that we set up a small shop in a particular area. So after setting up that particular shop, it's just not possible that within a week we'll change the location to some other area if we feel that this location is not good. So if it is so difficult, even in the case of a small shop, then how it can be possible in case of a large manufacturing plant which has the commitment, which has a lot of investment in terms of financial resources, and means it will be very difficult to just take out the plant and machinery settled at one place to some far-flung area. So it's in reality it's not possible. So it's not easy to change the location of operation base once it has been established. Next is the situations that influence location decisions. Particularly location decisions can be for two different situations. First is location choice for the first time, when initially for the very first time company is going to decide the location. And the second is this exercise will be undertaken again when they are when the company wants to decide upon the location choice for an already established organization with one or more facilities existing. So let's say Airtel and retail outlets, Joanne, the one who was they want to set up some more retail outlets. They are already having many outlets in the city and they want to set up few more outlets. Then that is the second case. So when a new company initially for the very first time, when they come into the market, they decide on the location. That is the first case, first instance, means they don't have any existing facility. They are just deciding upon the location for the very first time. And second is the case when they already have established existing facilities and they want to set up some new facility in addition to that. So, for example, a bank is having ATM at various locations in Amritsar city, and they want to set up 2 or 3 more ATMs. So, deciding upon locations for those ATMs will fall under the second category. So, these are the situations where basically location decisions are taken. Both consider same type of strategic considerations. However, the first case may be simpler out of two. So by this we mean that the factors that will be influencing our decisions will be same in both the situations, but the decision related to setting up the location in the first instance, in the very first case, will be simpler because we have to just finalize the location. But in second case, it will be more complex because we have to look the ऑलरेडी किस एरिया में हमारा जो है वो एटीएम से एस्टेब्लिश्ड है, ताकि हम दोबारा से उसी एरिया में जो है वो दोबारा नहीं लगा दें. सो दिस विल मेक आवर डिसीजंस मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स इन सेकंड केस. Next comes the strategic importance of facility location. A location strategy is a plan for selecting the best possible location for a company by fulfilling the company's needs and objectives. It will result into maximizing the opportunity while minimizing cost and losses. So location strategies is a decision related to finding out the best possible location for setting up the company's facility. And this is done in order to fulfill the company's need and objectives. So apart from that, this, it will result in either it will result in maximizing the profits or it will result in minimizing the cost. So this decision is of strategic importance. In its strategic formulation, company determines the type of goods or services it will offer, the markets in which it will compete, the forecast of demand in various markets where the company will serve, the location from which potential markets will be served, the location of facilities, both service as well as manufacturing, they are taken care of. So means that the location we have decided upon will either add on to our profits or it will bring about losses to the company. So these decisions are of are strategically very important. We just cannot decide upon any random, we just cannot choose any random location for setting up the plant. So a thought process, well thought of process goes into deciding upon the location. Otherwise the company can face huge losses. So next is the factor influencing the choice of location. So there are various factors that influences the choice of location. First is the proximity to markets. By proximity to markets, we means how near it is to the market we are going to serve. So any plant and or the manufacturing facility or service facility will be of no use if it will not be able to serve the customers for which it is meant for. So that means it should be near to the market. But nowadays, it means goods are produced in far-flung areas and it could be transported into any area. But we just need to look for if it can be easily transported. So by proximity of markets, we doesn't mean that if we want to sell it in entire means India, we have to set up the different plants for each city or for each state. So we'll set up just one plant, maybe just one plant, and we'll serve the whole Indian market. So organizations may choose to locate facilities close to their market, not merely to minimize transportation costs, but also to provide a better service. So this factor is considered not only to reduce the transportation cost involved, because the greater distance we have to cover to transport our things from one place to another, obviously our cost will get increased. But if we want to reduce our cost, we need to set up our plant or facility near to the market we are going to serve. The closer the plant or facilities are to the consumer, the easier it is to provide just-in-time delivery to, or to respond to the changes in demand, or to react to field or service problems. The choice of market proximity is clearly restricted for those providing a pure service which is not easily transported. So, for example, means there are some pure services are those like we just cannot provide banking services from Amritsar to by setting up one branch in Amritsar. We just cannot serve the whole Punjab area, because this is pure service. This is something that cannot be transported to some far-flung areas. So in case of pure services, we need to set up closely to the markets we are going to serve. Otherwise, we will not be able to serve the customers. Customer-based services such as retail stores, healthcare, theaters, and restaurants clearly must be, all these things, all these type of the facilities should be set up near to the market they are going to serve. So this proximity to market is not equally relevant in case of each and every plant, in case of each and every location decisions, because means, let's say steel mill, a steel plant we are going to set up. So it just need to it can be set up near where the raw material will be available. So the proximity to the market is not a relevant question in case of steel mills, because the proximity to the raw material availability is more relevant in that case. Next is the integration with other parts of the organization. So this point is more relevant in case the company is having more than one facility, more than one plant. If the new plant or facility is one of a number owned or operated by a single organization or group, it should be so situated that its work can be integrated with that of the associated units. So this will require that the group should be considered as an entity, not as a number of independent units. So in case of the firm having multiple facilities, a newer facility should be decided in such a way that its work can be coordinated with the existing facilities of the organization. Next, and one of the most important thing to be considered is the availability of labor and skills. So labor may be more readily available in some cases than in others. So there are some countries or there are some areas where labor is available in abundance at the cheaper rate. So most of the companies that are labor intensive, where a huge amount of labor is required, those companies will try to set up their facilities or their plants in area where labor or skills are easily available. So certain geographical areas have traditional skills, but it is very rare that a location can be found which has appropriately skilled and unskilled labor. So means there are some areas, there are some geographical locations where we can find the labor skilled in a particular type of work. So the industry that needs those skills could be set up in those areas. So means in India, there are some particular cities which are particularly famous for kind of work. Okay? So means like Surat is famous for this diamond jewelry. So diamond merchant, most of the diamond merchants can be found there. So if somebody wants to set up a business related to diamond, they can set up a facility in the Surat in Gujarat. So they similarly, there are some other locations that are famous for some particular kind of. So we can find out the people skilled with such cases, but in reality, we just cannot find a particular type of skilled or unskilled labor. We just need to train them. We can train them later on also. The choice often has to be made between a location where skilled people exist but are not readily available and one where there is a supply of unskilled labor. So because new skills can be taught to the people. Next is the availability of amenities. So by amenities, we mean housing, colonies, shops, community services, communication systems. So a location where that provides good external amenities are more attractive than one which is more remote. So one of the important amenity is good personal transport. That means the transport system by road transport system or the railway transport system And some companies find this so vital that they provide special company transportation facilities to their employees. So means while considering the location, we also need to look for the availability of amenities in that in the surrounding areas. Next is the availability of transport. It is important that good transport facilities are readily available. There are 5 basic modes of physical transportation, that is by air, by road, railway, water, or pipeline. So goods that are intended largely for export may indicate a location near a seaport or a larger airport, but the choice of transport method and therefore location will clearly depend on relative cost, convenience and suitability. Mail order business, delivery services and operations like Disney would tend to make location decisions based very much on entry to a good transportation network. So we just cannot set up our facility or our plant in an area where there are no modes of transportation available. So generally, the organization try to set up their a plant or facility in an area where almost all the means of transportation are available, because their people need to travel from the other places. The other people who will be doing business with them, they need to travel to their places, and obviously the goods need to be transported from that location to the other location. So obviously the modes of transportation available is of high concern while setting up the location. Next is the availability of inputs. So good transport facilities may enable goods and services to be obtained and delivered readily, but a location near main suppliers will help to reduce cost and permit staff to meet suppliers easily to discuss the quality of raw material, technical or delivery problems. So any buyer who has tried to improve the delivery performance of an inaccessible supplier will bear witness to the considerable difficulties involved. So that means that while setting up the location, we also must consider whether the inputs that are required, whether the raw materials and the other things that are required for production or for these services, they are readily available nearby. Because we just can it's quite easy to transport the finished goods to the far flung or distant places, but it will always be a good idea to situate our plant near to the raw material. And particularly in case of some industries, like in case of steel mills, the firm will try to set up their plant only there where the raw material for manufacturing steel is easily available, because it will otherwise it will increase if that raw material has to be transported to a distant place, then it will increase their cost considerably. Next is the availability of services. So in mainly there are 6 main services which are required to be considered. That is the electricity supply, water supply, the facility of drainage, disposal of waste, communications, as well as the gas. So there are some industries that use considerable quantities of water. For example, food preparation industries or laundry or chemical industries, metal plates, etc. These are some industries that need a lot of water for their processing. There are some others that requires electricity, uninterrupted supply of electricity. For example, steel, etc. An assessment must be made of the requirements for these for as ahead as possible. So we just need to think in advance of the facilities of or the services available nearby, because for the kind of industry we want to set up there, if the required facilities are, if the required services are not available, then it will be very difficult. Another type of services that are required, that are the financial services. So, and in case of financial services, if we want to set up the facility, they need rapid communication possible throughout the world. So that's why the large banks often locate in large, well-developed cities with excellent telecommunication networks. Next is the suitability of land and climate. Particularly in case of some industries, this factor is quite relevant. So the geology of the area needs to be considered together with the climatic conditions. So by climatic conditions, we means the kind of humidity level, the temperature of a particular place and atmosphere. Modern building techniques are such that almost all disadvantages of the climate can be overcome, but the cost of doing but because the cost of so doing may be very high, and a different locality could avoid these initial costs. So means you know that nowadays climate doesn't poses much of the problem, because artificial climatic conditions can be produced, but it obviously comes at a cost. So it cost can be, the cost of this could be very high. So one should avoid means such a high cost initially. So the industries like for cotton industry, we need a certain level of humidity. So means all the cotton industries are mostly set up in such areas where humidity levels are higher. So means these factors should be considered. The suitability of land and quality climate also is an important factor while deciding upon the location. Next is the regional regulations. It is also important to check at an early stage that the proposed location does not infringe any local regulations. A study must be made of the appropriate bylaws and any special regulations concerning the disposal of effluents, hiring, etc. So all the laws and regulations prevalent in a particular area where we want to set up the plant or facility should be studied well in advance. Means all the laws related to doing the business of setting of the formation of the company, or the related to the laws related to the disposal. So all these laws are quite important, and these should be studied well in advance while deciding upon the location. Next is room for expansion. This is important because I told you initially when we discussed the concept of facility location that the location decisions are something a long-term commitment to the geographical static factors and the capacity decisions. So our capacity or future capacity will depend upon the decisions. So it's not like because initially when we set up a plant or facility, or initially when we start with the venture, the demand is very less, but with time the demand, when the people become aware of the product, they keep buying it in large quantities, and later on the company may need to produce it in larger quantities. So another thing that they need to consider at the time of making the choice for the location is that they should think for the room for expansion, because in future they may need to expand their plant and facility. So it is most unwise to build to the limit of any site unless the long range forecast indicates very definitely that the initial building will never be required to increase in size. So this is most unlikely circumstance, and adequate room for genuine expansion should be allowed while making the location decisions. Next is the safety requirements. Some production units may present potential dangers to the surrounding neighborhood. Okay, you all must have heard of Bhopal gas tragedy. So most of the chemical plants or the plants that releases the gases into the environment, they need to be there should be appropriate safety requirements nearby. Means like nuclear plants or something like that. So, for example, nuclear power stations, chemical and explosive factories are often considered dangerous. Location of such plants in remote areas may be desirable where means no population is living nearby, because um, these particular industries can pose harm to the human population. So safety requirements should also be considered, or should also be given due consideration while deciding upon the location. Next is the site cost. So as a first charge, the cost is important, although it is necessary to prevent immediate benefit. So means while setting up a particular plant at a particular location, we should also consider what will be the cost of setting up, what will be the cost of that particular means land where we want to set up the facility. It should not be very high. Next is political, cultural, and economic situations, which is very important. The political situation and potential location should be considered. Even if other considerations demand a particular site, knowledge of the political, cultural, and local prejudice or economic difficulties can assist in taking decisions. For some service organizations, I mean like insurance companies or gambling, casinos, and private educational institutions, the business climate of an area or a city may be a major factor in site location. Last point is special grants, regional taxes, and import or export barriers. So certain governments or the local authorities often offers these special grant or low interest loans or low rentals or taxes and other inducements in the hope of attracting certain industries to the particular locations. So like government set up the IT parks. So all the IT industries, if they set up their facilities in those IT parks, they'll get a special means a package of taxes, etc. So these locations could be preferred. Then there are free trade zones or there are export zones set up by the government. So means the firms could think of setting up their plant or facility in such locations. Location of facilities in foreign countries to avoid exportation difficulties is now well accepted, and some Japanese companies have used these methods successfully throughout the world. So students, these are the factors that can influence the choice of location. So till now we just stated what is meant by the plant location, why location decisions are quite important, and what are the various factors that need to be considered while taking location decisions. Now we'll be discussing how location decisions are being actually taken and what are the various techniques that can be helpful for taking location decisions. So while deciding on the location, the steps that are being followed is first of all, we need to decide on the criteria. So there are various methods that are based on different criteria. Means if the criteria is the number of factors that we want to consider, or it could be the transportation cost, or it could be the cost of the site. So any criteria can be decided upon. Then identify the important factors. So after deciding upon the criteria, we need to identify the important factors. So by important factor, we mean all the factors we just discussed. Then develop location alternatives. That means that if we want to select a particular location, it doesn't mean that we'll just think of one location and we'll finalize it. we might be having a number of alternatives. Like I told you initially, I gave you an example that a company is thinking of setting a plant either in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka, and then they think of fewer cities in Tamil Nadu and fewer cities in Karnataka, and then they, on the basis of the number of factors they consider, they finalize the Mysore as a location for setting up the plant. So here we are talking about those alternatives, the number of cities that they had considered. Then evaluate the alternatives, whatever criteria we had set up. On the basis of that criteria, the various alternatives will be evaluated. And last one is to make the selection. So finally, after evaluating all the alternatives that were available to the company, उनको जो है वो evaluate करने के बाद they finally decide which one is best for them. So various models are available which help to identify the ideal location, and some of the popular models are factor rating, centroid method, transportation method, and cost volume profit analysis. So these are the various methods that can be used for deciding on the location, and we'll discuss these methods one by one. Today we'll do only factor rating method, and the rest of the methods we'll discuss in the next lecture. So the very first one is weighted factor rating. In weighted factor rating, what we do is we develop a list of the various relevant factors, then assign a weight to each factor reflecting its relative importance to the firm. Then we develop a rating scale for the factors and score each location on each factor based on the scale. Now multiply the scores by the weights for each factor and total the weighted scores for each location. Make a recommendation based on the maximum points considering other factors. So this is the method that is being followed while deciding upon the location as per the weighted factor rating. So what we do is, first of all, let's say we want to decide between Amritsar and Ludhiana. So these are two locations we are considering. Now we'll develop a list of relevant factors. Like let's say the relevant factors for me is the nearness to market, the supply of labor, then the supply of raw material, and the basic amenities available nearby. So these are the factors I am considering for making a choice between Ludhiana and Amritsar. Now, first of all, I'll give rating to these points. Now, this will be a rating between 0 and 1. So means all the rating will be given in between 0 to 1. So, and the sum total of all the rating factors should be 1. Let's say जो हमारा है, जो फर्स्ट जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है वो है अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल्स, उसको मैंने 0.3 जो है वो वेट असाइन किया, ठीक है। और इसी तरह से फर्दर जो बाकी फैक्टर्स है उनको मैंने वेट असाइन कर दिया, ठीक है। नाउ विल गिव अ स्कोर बेसिस ऑन दिस, लाइक अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल्स. In Amritsar, it has means more availability of raw material. So we have given a score of 400 to Amritsar for availability of raw materials, and the score of 300 to Ludhiana for availability of raw material. Similarly, for the basic amenities available, Ludhiana scored 500 and we gave score of 300 to Amritsar. So now we'll give score for each of the factor to each of the location. And at the end, what will we do? That whatever score we have given for each factor, that will be multiplied by the corresponding rating we had initially given. And this way we'll get the score. अब जो हर एक फैक्टर का स्कोर है, 5 फैक्टर्स वी वर कंसीडरिंग, इनका जो समेशन एंड that will give us weighted score for each of the location. Let's say it comes out to be 1200 for Amritsar and 1000 for Ludhiana. So as the Amritsar scored maximum, will finalize Amritsar as a location based on the weighted factor rating. Yes, students, is the screen visible to all of you? Is it clearly visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know. Okay, all of you just note down a problem. I will do a numerical related to the method we just did. So all of you note down. Let's say you are an analyst. Note down. You are an analyst for John Deere. ठीक है, ट्रैक्टर कंपनी है John Deere. You are considering location of a new plant in Omaha or Denver. So two locations we are considering, Omaha, ठीक है, which we are indicating with the NE, and the second location is Denver. ठीक है, which is referred to as CO. Is it visible to all of you? Yes, students, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the factor we are considering is manufacturing cost, then the cost of living, and labor availability. So these are the three factors we'll be considering. First is manufacturing cost, second is cost of living, and third one is availability of labor. So the most important factor for us is this manufacturing cost. So we have assigned a weight of 0.7 to this, and cost of living is not so important. So we had given a weight of 0.1, and through labor availability we had given a weight of 2. I told you that the rating we should assign should fall between 0 to 1, and the sum total of the rating, all the